Folks, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us, Tommy.
Welcome, guys. So, everybody, just want to let you know, I feel like one of the Furious Five on here. But we're missing one, and Stan, right? Stan's missing.
Yes,
But
technical difficulties right now.
but that's okay because we have a big hoopla coming up pretty soon in Jersey. Everybody, as everybody knows, I'm from Jersey. I'm a Jerseyan, Jersey Shore, representing all the time. When I finished up school, I migrated to Newark. I've been up there for about 28 years. It's a beautiful place, and lots of family up there. I do have some solid brothers who've been putting together some fantastic parties, and I'll tell you, these guys kind of, they brought me through. They brought me through, being a shore boy and then moving up to North Jersey and hearing about the different parties and hanging out and doing stuff with, my sister, and then, hanging out with, friends and people along the way through the decades. I've managed to rub up against some great people at some super events, and one of which I speak about all the time, which is a pool party out in Watchung, New Jersey, where I met my wife. So, these guys are awesome. They've been putting on productions for a long time. I've known Tony Motley for forever, the school systems and whatnot, and just some good solid brothers all around Newark. And we probably crossed paths years ago, fellas. Didn't even realize it, because I used to come up there and hit up all the places, charades, amnesias, cheetahs, everything, and be all up around New York, North Jersey, and everything. But it's a culture, and I'm glad that you've decided to do a rendition and of what it looks like now. And hopefully, folks still know how to throw the powder out and get out there and do their spins, because I know I'm going to come with a pocket full myself.
Yeah.
Now let's get on with what this party's all about, because I know I've been telling my sister about this. Wendy's been the biggest thing that she's done since all this is the Met Gala. With everybody pigeonholing her to bad health and barely moving around. I guess she told them, because she's coming back in the fall. But we all knew that. But in the meantime, folks, what I've decided to do is try to I'm always for the little. Not the little man, not at all. Can't say that, but I can say for people who are out there trying to push some things out and might be too busy to really get a chance to get it out there the way I would like to get it out there, because I like a good party, and I know these fellas are very equipped and capable of throwing great parties, and so I'm going to make sure that I open up my platform to welcome them on and let them know that this is the floodgate, and we're definitely going to be there. And as soon as I come up there, I'm going to work out the particulars and go by and scoop Wendy up. We're going to get some kicks for her, and we're going to come straight out to the affair and throw our powder on the floor. So, fellas, if you don't mind, and I do get a little wordy and stuff, it seems like I've known you all a lot longer than just the week that we've been communicating. With all these glitches and things, but I do appreciate your patience, and I'd really appreciate it if you go individually and introduce yourselves and maybe name some of the events and things that you've done in the past, because we have a lot of people from the tri-state area. We'd love to hear about it. You got to tell them to go first. Edie, you want to go first?
Okay. I'm Edie, host of Edie's Pool Parties, House Parties, and Cookouts. They were a tradition in the 80s and 90s. I would say we had a good almost 20-year run. And if you hung out in the Central Jersey area, I'm sure you may have attended one. And if you attended one, you would have been around some good times and some good people. And as Tommy attested to himself, he met his lovely wife at one of my pool parties. So I have several stories like that. With people meeting each other, forming lifelong friendships, and in some instances, some marriages took place. So I'm happy to have been a contributor to the party scene for that period of time. And take it away from whoever's next.
All right, Tommy, just let us know who's next.
All right. Well, we'll go across the top grid, then we'll go down to the bottom, Scotty, and then we'll follow up with Big Tone.
Okay.
Take us home.
All right. Once again, my name is DJ Jazzy B. For everybody knows me in the colleges from Montclair State. Um, I was one of the original Club 88 college night East Coast College Jam DJs. We did every Thursday night and every major holiday. We did all the college events. We got together with Mr. Billy Press and we did the first ever college night at Club Zanzibar, where we brought in Kid Capri, and later on I did Funkmaster Flex there. Also did the famous Tyrone Howard South Mountain Reservation up in South Orange on Memorial Weekend, and this is what we're basing everything off of. And more importantly, I was co-founder with Mr. Tony Motley at Club Mirage, and we tried to take that spot to a whole nother level. So again, during that whole '90s era, we were the people that were doing everything for the college and the young alumni. All of that was us, and we're glad to be back together again, trying to do it one more time.
Absolutely.
Sounds great, man. Brother Scotty?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. As Jazz mentioned earlier, did the South Mountain Reservation event from 1987, which started at my home in Orange, and it got so big that my parents made me move it to South Mountain Reservation, where we started with 500 people at my house to over 5,000 people by the time it ended in 1999, with NBA players like Jason Kidd at the time and the Cosby Kids and the Fugees. A lot of people would find out about these events, kids flying in from Texas and California to be part of a crowd that we can't even access anymore. Back then, it was safe to party at a park where you didn't have any people coming in, shooting up everything, where you try to have fun. It was a bunch of beautiful college kids and even kids who were locals off the street that came in just to have some fun. And it lasted for about 12 years. We had a great event. I still have people reminiscing, asking me if we could start something back up. And I guess that's the premise of Jazzy putting all five of us together so we can do something to get people out of this pandemic mindset and get people moving again. Like you said, getting that powder back on the floor, Tommy, and just getting out there and having a good time. So that's right. What we're hoping the sneaker ball will bring. That's what it will bring.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Tony?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
yes.
I'm sorry, excuse the background ambiance music. I'm in a spot right now and I'm hanging out. We're here with the mayor, Rise Baraka, so we're keeping it clean. But there's a lot to be said. I don't really have all the time to expunge on all the things that need to be said. I'm just happy to be assembled with these brothers. And let me just jump in because Big Stan is not here. And he represents the Tunnel, the biggest Greek reunion in New York, LIU, Long Island University, one of the biggest Greek functions in the history of the East Coast. And, he was the man at the Tunnel. He was always the man at a lot of spots. And just looking at the brothers that's assembled here, we have, over the years, gained a lot of people, and I'm going to say supporters, that we love and we care about. And what it became was, we saw that there was a void in quality events, what we felt was quality events, not to downplay anybody else's, any other promoters' events, but there seemed to be a void in the events for our specific audience. Our specific audience, and just to be honest with you, is elite audience. I mean, they're college educated, they're higher level, higher echelon audience. And again, we're open to everybody, but that's the audience we have generally attracted. So we have always felt like we have to do something special for them. And something that's at a higher order. So coming together with these bros was really knowing that we all have a very similar attraction to a certain group of folks really made it exciting. And I remember, Tommy, you the man, but I remember Wendy coming to the club and hanging out with us in Mirage, the live broadcast. We going way back. Mike Tyson in the club, and once Wendy came to the club, that's when Mirage just took off. We started seeing celebrities in the spot. So
and Wendy truly loved to party too. So that was.
We used to have a good time up in there because she's just so humble and wonderful. I mean, it just really took the club to another level. I mean, me and Jazzy, me and Tyrone. I mean, we just mirrored each other's events for a long time. So this is so exciting because what's going to happen is people are going to see first off, they're going to see a beautiful audience. That's not normal. It's a beautiful audience. And they're going to be like a high level audience, and it's going to be something different from the area. I don't want to talk about like any of the things that's going on in terms of house music and everything else, because we try to keep it on the up. You know, we try to always talk about the positive, and being that positive, I think you're going to see a lot of events coming from these brothers and all of us together, because we really put our minds together. And I don't like a lot of meetings, Tommy, I'm going to tell you. They all tell you I'm really bad with meetings. I just like to get it done. I never saw like the 90s as like any fun. It was always work. You know what I'm saying? We worked hard at getting these audiences, and people don't know we used to lose sleep. You remember back in the daytime, it was flyers on cars in the street. We didn't have
all the time. Yeah. Nowadays with super promoters.
We were grinding. Now we get social media, and we think that it's an even bigger presence. But even coming out to celebrate my 55th birthday. So that clientele that's in their 50s that don't want to come out all the time, but they want to come to special events. I think that's something we'll be able to give them. And with you on board, man, it's nothing but a win.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And listen, I'll tell you something. Just like I said, I told my sister that I was coming up, and you know, I didn't make a big stink because everybody kind of goes up. We take turns, go up and check Wendy out because she's the last of the Mohicans. And you know, I made my move to come down here and spend time and be close to my parents. Haven't looked back since, especially in the cold months. But you know what? This is perfectly placed. I think, you know, is it getting warm at least up there a little bit? Is it warming up a little bit?
It's warm today in Jersey. I mean, I left 85-degree weather in South Carolina. I got here, it was 55, so I took the short. But today was a beautiful day up in Jersey. I mean, it was nice. Where you coming from, Tommy? Where you at?
Just right outside Miami.
I don't even want to talk to you about weather. I hate you right now.
Oh man, it's balmy. But
you got to make that move, Tone. Two of us.
Yeah, man.
Got to make that move.
Miami's the beautiful people are.
55 is obscene.
It's a lot of fun.
Well, Tone is in the South too. He's in the South.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tone is in South Carolina, right?
I'm in South Carolina, but I do go to Jacksonville sometime. But I love Miami, man. I could stay at the Fountain Blue for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Oh man, well definitely reach out when you come down this way, guys.
I love Miami. Everybody loves Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So Tommy, what's your next thing? I mean, like it's great that you're involved in this, but what's going to be your level of involvement in moving this audience and creating this buzz? Like I'm just happy that you're on board in whatever capacity you're on board.
You know something, man. I've always admired folks like yourselves because you know you all are, and you know, and I tell my wife all the time. I wear it on my sleeve. I love being out amongst the public. I view myself as a charismatic person, but you know what? I don't follow through with nothing. I don't. You know, I get sidetracked, little ADHD, little everything. I'm over here. Somebody could say, drop a book, and I'm like, wait, what? Did someone happen? You know, I'm gone. I'm off the set. But you know what I really like is I like to see what you all are doing because it's proven. You know, this is like studies show, and it's proven. And here, it's documented. We're back, and now I'm watching you do it again. And yet, still at 55 and 50, you're doing some of the same stuff. And what am I doing now? I had the luxury really of with my mom's passing. And my getting financial with the local frat down here with the Alphas. I've been able to attend meeting with my dad, spend a lot of time and do different things and get to know how I can be of some service for the family instead of just trying to come in and just flub dub around. I could do positive vibes from here till eternity, but there comes a point when I like to attach myself to something in particular, something to really drive it home. And what I've decided to do, and this is like under a week old, is attach myself to book clubs all across the land. And I'm not a huge reader, and you see me going through a whole bunch of blinking and gyrations with my face because I refused to get glasses. I wore them when I was in first grade, and I broke them up and went through about 8 pairs, and now I just try to turn on lights, increase the fonts, do whatever I can to stay out of that ophthalmologist, you know.
Man, get you some glasses.
I know, man. My wife said, just get some readers, start out. But I'm like, Mr. Magoo, you've done it again. You know, I just can't seem to break. I can't be broken. But you know what?
Well, Tommy, I commend you for your tenacity because I need glasses myself. I got some. We all have
Hey,
them.
I got
nice.
some.
Yeah. And you know what? I do increase the fonts and I back away and I don't really, get too involved with the reading. And yeah, it is kind of vain, but after wearing glasses for so long, maybe it's something that plagued me. Maybe it was the family calling me bifocal fool at first and second grade. You know what I'm saying? And then I had braces, man. They called me some god awful stuff. Little jerk, bifocal fool, all kinds of stuff. Dog boy, because I played with the dog and came in smelling like the dog was like dinner time. I used to come inside and just, oh man, it was like I wasn't even living there. I wasn't even part of the group. But now what I'm going to do is my dad, he's 91. He has 4 publications out. He started in the 80s, the late 80s. And he just finished his latest publication, maybe about a little over a year ago. So between his publications, his former publications, and his current, and then Wendy's, all she's put out, because she's going back and she's reinventing and she's whatever, she's remoistened. So now I want to start out with their book, go out, get it amongst all the different places that have book clubs, that know the name or don't know the name, that know of Wendy on TV or don't, could just look at it. Oh my gosh, the drama, what a great story, a great read. I want them to be highlighted for their works, for their publications. Wendy, she's highlighted for all that she's done in media, which is great. And TV, radio, she was highlighted for that. But she put these books out, and this book was right there with Hillary Clinton's back when Hillary Clinton came out with the book, and it really hit. I don't know. I didn't read it because I'm looking at the font, but I couldn't find my magnifying glass. But I will say that it was a good read, got some good buzz, and there are plenty of people that love that kind of stuff. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have book clubs read, and then maybe when they're halfway through, then Wendy comes in and says, thank you so much. Maybe she'll read a page or two and hang out and talk, and then she'll bounce. Then my dad, and meanwhile, I'm going to start a page with selfies from people from here, Jamaica, the UK, Mozambique, wherever they're reading that book. And then when Wendy's show comes back, then kind of create like a big piece where, we have all these people all around, so that, and then we could call it kind of the COVID wall, because people are changing up. They're still into media, but some people are inside, they're doing things differently. And I'd like to also talk and try to find out what book clubs are doing right now, how have things transitioned during COVID. See, I lost my mother during COVID, so I know how my life transitioned. I know when I caught COVID, I used to run 5 miles a day. I swim a country mile every other day. I do all kinds of stuff, but it felt like I was sipping out of a bar straw, And my wife had symptoms, and she was on the opposite end of the spectrum. And that's when I started this whole process. And I said, I'm starting it. No, I was online and I saw a YouTube that I had done when I first moved to Florida, and I was training people because I'm a trainer too. That's something that I do. And so I was out there and I was riding my bicycle. I did something on YouTube thinking that I was going to do it one way, but I didn't. And I shut YouTube down. And then I revisited while I was on this COVID thing. And I had 4,000 subscribers. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know much about what it was. And I was calling people and stuff just to carry me through all that was going on. And then the sparks came. And as I started pulling through and getting stronger, I got myself connected to this channel, and then we started it up. And really, it's just for, just positive vibes. I've had so many people on this channel that have lost family members and needed some strength, or I needed strength and encouragement. This channel, just for me to go to when I want to cry and put my head in the pillow, I can turn this on and I can talk to people, not about what I'm feeling, but what about, how they doing, And then, then being there for Wendy, after going haywire and calling her out and doing the most crazy thing, that I've done, on social media ever. And that's, go off on Wendy. And then she went off and I was like, oh shit, she answered, because you didn't go to the funeral. Then, somebody got a call saying, hey man, Wendy's talking about you. And I was like, come on, man. That was, we're done with all that. He said, man, I don't know what you did, but something's kicking up. But, going through all that and getting here is really, really great. And you know what? I haven't been up in Jersey that much. And, I've been just on social media, and all my whole world outside of going to work and coming home and stuff like that has been through social media, and it's your party is really going to be, it's like a renaissance, man. You guys are renaissance men. I was thinking the other day, you all are really renaissance men, and I'm going to talk about you all. I talk about now that I couldn't wait till they brought a face to the stage, so now I could talk about and refer back to you all's event and stuff like that. But you guys are really, iconic with how parties should be thrown and how people and events should be remembered. I don't remember any stuff kicking off at anybody's stuff. Like there's nothing that I could say like, man, I remember that. That was great. But you remember when the police came and did this and that? No, it was always love and great. And you look forward for the next event. You didn't want to miss it. You did whatever you had to do. And then without social media, it's amazing how you all it's amazing how things happen, without social media. But you all made it happen. You all made it happen in a big way.
And our buddy Stan, who's not here today, is the founder of.
There he is. I see Stan.
There you go. I was just about to tell them about the Jones Beach thing.
Yeah. Tommy, what's up, man?
All right.
I'll verbalize my feelings right now about staying in 53 minutes in this shithole. Right, Tommy. I know your sister. Your sister's been in my house. I know Kevin very well. Wendy did my step shows. Wendy did. I had her in the dunk tank out at my family reunion out in Brooklyn, and me and her go back like lawn chairs.
That's great, man. That's great. I can't wait till the event. I was just telling the guys that you are like Renaissance men. You just reconstructing a period in time, and you just re-immerse yourselves, and here you are, and it's I could feel it, and my wife, she's we're down here in South Florida. Whenever occasionally, like some of you all are in different locations now, but when you throw that club music on, something about, you just feel like you're just back and everything. And that's what we've been doing periodically. Now we're throwing on the music. We're getting ready. I don't know. She probably has bought some shoes already, at least a couple pair to switch it in and out of. This is really giving us something to look forward to. And I'm so happy that you all are doing this. I think this is great.
Thank you. Well, Jazzy is the person who pulled everyone together.
He did.
Hey, I just had to get the whole team back together again. Like you said, everybody here put together the most incredible events ever. And again, I'm not sure if everybody, I think Stan, he probably had his organized or whatever and knew what a bigger picture was. We were just happy to be there. We were all college individuals. We were doing things for our peers. We came with our own self-contained crowd. And that's what I think a lot of New Jersey didn't understand. Like, we didn't count on somebody else's crowd or somebody else to come and spruce up what we were doing. We had our own self-contained crowds, and it was kind of the mixture of the perfect storm, because you had shows like the Cosby Show where Bill Cosby would wear HBCU sweatshirt or whatever. And then right after that was A Different World, where it was all about Black college life. And then Spike Lee did his movie School Days. So it was the perfect storm for, from New Jersey to Atlanta to Florida. There were events that were conjured to that whole anomaly. And, we just pretty much took advantage of it. And I think Big Stan over there, he kind of took it to the next level with Jones Beach. Mr. Stan, could you let us know how that came to be?
Yeah, but before Big Stan go, just let him know that before he got on, I was shouting him out and his accomplishments. I don't want to be on Big Stan's other side. So before you go on Big Stan, I said, Big Stan's not here. Let me just mention some of his iconic moves. Just because, if you wasn't on board, I was definitely going to make sure you were represented. I stay on Big Stan's good side because, Big Stan, I'm going to tell you, when it came to real big promotions and moving my game to the next level, making big money, I call Big Stan. So y'all understand.
You're kissing a lot of butt right now. That's good.
you take your promotions to the next. Where was my call, Stan? When I want to take my promotions to the next game, I call Stan. That's when you want to drive.
You was doing that little joint on downtown Newark on that little side street, that little house you was doing.
Yeah.
That little place, I forgot the name of it. Nice little spot though. I just told him, like um, uh, my step shows. It wasn't just a beach party. It was a step shows. How did it all get started? Kind of like, you guys got started. The story goes, the perfect storm happened in a different way. So with all the Sigmas here, they know that I can sit here and say, we say Blue 5 because I created that flow, right? And that flow happened by accident, not trying to make something happen. And now it's the national fraternity call, but that happened, and Jersey happened to be there in the flow of it when we didn't know we were creating something. Dion was on the line that came to one of my bros was supposed to pledge on Dion's line. I told you this the other day, Scotty. I'm not gonna go through the whole 9, but because he was supposed to pledge on Dion's line, when we put him online, and Andre, who was my guy, was the dean of that line, we had them come to our Crescent Roundup. And what was going on with how that whole flow started, because they were there, they were part of taking it back and doing what we were doing. And when I came home, I'm from Jersey, we were just doing what we did. You know what I mean? And you turn around years later, and all of a sudden, Blue Fire, was something that we didn't, predict to happen. Same thing with Jones Beach. The second line, so I was on the second line at my chapter, and again, Jersey was around. Freaky Deaky from King College and Carlos and all them, those were my boys, right? When all this was happening, it was Jersey and New York doing something. Well, the beach party started because in the summertime, the Sigmas, everybody had their weekend. The Sigmas had their blue and white. The Qs had the boat ride in New York. The Cabas had their blah, blah, blah. And so after everybody's weekend, the way things kind of fell on the calendar, the Greek picnic was in the mix in the fall in there. But there was a space between the blue and white picnic and the Greek picnic. And we stayed on campus. I never came, we didn't come back home to live. We came back home to visit. And as football players, we stayed together anyway. So Mike, his birthday was the 4th of July. So we threw a birthday party. I threw a birthday party for Mike on the beach, just so we had something to do. Meanwhile, another frat named Casper and an alpha, all right, may he rest in peace, Vinny, right? They used to do a pool party. And they came to our beach party, and they was like, "Oh shit, we're gonna do that instead of the pool party, because the pool party's at somebody's house and it messes up the house. They got to clean up. At the beach, ain't no cleanup. We walk off the beach." And so they did it 2 weeks later. So we had like 60 people, 50 people. They had 50, 60 people. Everything was mad cool. The next year we was like, "Hey, let's do it again, but let's do it together."
And what year was that, Stan?
So Mike pledged 84. So the first time it happened was in 84, right? In 85 we did it, and in 86 we did it and had an after party. And the after party is the things that started changing things, right? So we did an after party, and then now I'm advanced a little bit. In 88, the Qs and the Kappas started fighting on the beach.
Oh, no.
Right? And it got on the news.
I remember.
That was my first one. That was the first one I went to.
Yeah, I was out there that year.
To show you.
Huh?
So I had left because I was given the after party at the Octagon. So I was there,
Oh, it
but I
came on the
left.
thing.
And then Edie, you know your frat brother Tony Love, DJ
I
Tony
know
Love.
that name.
Was he from Post or one of those?
Well, he plays out in Kansas City, but he plays out in Kansas University, but he was from Brooklyn, yeah.
Okay.
And so we ran together, me and him. He was in Epsilon chapter. He wasn't from Epsilon chapter, right?
Okay.
So he ended up on camera on the news about the fight.
Wow.
Right. And so I was like, I got him on the phone. I was like, you better get over here because you got to DJ the party. And he was like, no, there's a fight going on. I was like, what? So because of the fight, they called me in. The state called me in. And about 2 weeks before the state called me in, the Virginia Beach one on Labor Day weekend, the mayor, a female, she said, in public, we don't want them niggas here. Right? Well, New York State had the Daddy Cuomo. Daddy Cuomo wasn't about that. So as that shit started getting live, right?
No, that's me.
That thing in Virginia Beach, because she said it, started getting a lot of play, and would end up being the next summer. If you remember, you talk about Perfect Storms again. Public Enemy,
1989 number, Another Summer, Get Down.
Yes, right. Right. And then watch how everything keeps flowing. So then, because Cuomo was a demo and he was like, nah, we're going to go different, they called me in and they said, yo, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. I was in law school in Baltimore. And they said, well, if you're going to do it, and I said, if I'm going to do it, they was like, yeah, you got to do this, that, and the other. Like, well, I'm in school. I'm in law school. I'm going to do that kind of shit. They was like, well, you charge. I quit law school. Truth. I was like, okay, I quit. I was like, I can charge? He was like, yeah, you can charge. And that started, like all of a sudden we had garbage bags of money and shit, and people coming in. It was the craziest thing ever. And then it just got more organized. But at the same time, LL Cool J made More Fresh Than the Greek Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you talk about perfect storms, those were the things that created perfect storms. The next perfect storm was that's part of this whole flow was that Sigma Phi Rho had City College they started the New Year's Day Step Show. Now all y'all have been to the New Year's Day Step Show at City College, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, City College.
Every
Right.
year.
Right. And so Puffy, who now at this time was my little dude hanging out with me, right? And we starting the parties. I started doing, the Thanksgiving party, the Christmas party, tunnel, right? Some of y'all probably came to the tunnel when Jazz, you came when we were doing Mars 2112, I think.
When we
Right?
doing Mars, yeah.
Yeah, all right. But the tunnel was the first super major, out of this world, 3,000 Greeks at a party kind of scenario, right? And the tunnel, we had a Thanksgiving, we had a Christmas. This is 89, right? And just again, like as things started happening, Puffy gave a basketball game at City College and had the stampede, and those kids got killed, right? Right. Well,
I remember that.
Well, the Sigma Phi Rho lost City College.
Yeah,
right.
Stuck on the inside of the gym.
Because what happened in the gym. But meantime, because I was doing the parties, I started the Big East Step Show, right, which was Memorial Day weekend at BMCC. You guys are now pledging and coming to BMCC, right? So BMCC is where I first met your sister, right? Wendy. Wendy
Yeah.
was on the radio. I had a Thursday night joint on 30th Street, right down the street from Kiss FM. Red Alert is my boy, right? And so Thursday they came over, and then one day like she came to my after party on Thursday before she got on the air. She knew about the step show. She wasn't invited to be at the step show, but she came to this step show because she was coming to my event. Well, she came to the BMCC, and the step show, the way we did it real quick was we would tell people the doors open at 3, but the show wouldn't start till 5 because we had to get everybody in. We had to do all that other, and so the kids wouldn't pay attention to the time because they was having a good time. Your sister got mad at me because she got there and then she was sitting in the stands. She got off, went to the studio, and lambasted me on the radio, right? So I was spending crazy money at Kiss FM, and so they had her, call it back. Say something like, "Oh, I really liked it. I wanted to play AKA up in Boston and all that kind of stuff."
Yeah.
Right?
She was in some hot water back then, boy.
My mom's the AKA, blah blah blah. So that was really me and her introduction, but it just like we got to know each other like a lot. Like her first husband was my sales guy. Kevin and I was like, Kevin's from Jersey City. I'm from Jersey. I'm from East Orange. We end up, just being peoples. You know what I'm saying, right? And so I was, when they moved down, when Wendy left Kiss and went down to PA, I'm down at the house and I went to the studio. I did the pre-party where she had Big Daddy Kane and all that. I'm part of all that too.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So anyway, the perfect storm was all these things were happening, and it was promoting what we were doing without me paying for the promotion in that way. And 50 people at the beach turned into 50,000 every year. By 1990, it went about 25,000. By 95, it was 50,000. The beach party went on for like 25 years. I stopped it. In 2010 because I just got tired and my kids wasn't Greek, and who knew? They both are Greek now, right? So my parties aided everything. So I helped put on like a lot of groups that turned into majors. Naughty by Nature helped them turn into majors. I had Wendy on my stage with what's her name? I just was gonna say it. My bad.
Saying your biography takes about 3 weeks, bro. That's how big you are in the game. It's about 3 weeks.
What's her name? Damn it.
Mary J. Blige.
Well, that's another story, but I had her too when she first came out. Talking about the girl from Long Island, she sang the background stuff with Ja Rule.
Hey, Marie.
Ashanti. Yeah, thank you. So I helped Ashanti come out, and Wendy was on the stage with Ashanti at the step show. Well, was any of y'all at the show when Wendy was hosting?
Yep.
I may have been. I was always drunk.
So all that shit. So, and then, but that wasn't it. I also did parties for, like, the Greeks were getting older, and I didn't want to continue, like, those things that we just talked about were always for young Greeks, you know, like of neos and first, second, third year, you know, pro fights. So I started Eminem Productions, right, which was, I started doing after work parties, because then get the Greeks to come out, which then led for me doing Tavern on the Green, my Sadie Hawkins affair every year, which was like bananas. And then I owned Level 10, and then I owned my restaurant, Rio's, across the street from Madison Square Garden, named after my daughter. It just, you know, all those things were just rolling. And then I had kids, and I said, fuck it, I'm stopping. And I took care of my children. So, I mean, that's the end result, you know. And now my daughter, y'all know what she's doing, and well, he might not, but y'all know what my son is doing. So I ain't mad at none of that shit.
Yo, Tommy, you're gonna need like a stand night, like just one night.
I see. Oh, you know, I got everybody's email, so I'm gonna be tapping everybody on the shoulder to come on in and do exclusives, man.
Well, respect to, he's the godfather of all movements. Anything that got to do with any of us, like, you know, I'm the only one that can argue with him, but he still wins because I respect him because he's got me to a certain point. But I'm gonna tell you, Big Stan, he's the truth. You need, like, he just, his biography is everything that has shaped us when it comes to colleges and when it comes to anything promotions. Like I said, when I wanted to take my promotions to the next level, he was my first phone call, and he did beyond that. Bringing Chill Out and bringing other things to the fold where we made like oodles of money. Stan just said, you just heard him say things he did by mistake. He made more money by mistake than we did on purpose.
Hey, Tommy.
Yes.
Was DJ Crime just on? I thought I saw DJ Crime on.
Yes, he did. He was on.
Yeah, Crime was on. I made a mistake and sent the link. I was trying to get the link to everybody. I sent it to my DJ group too, so you might see some of the original Club 88 Zanzibar DJ.
Well, he's on.
Yeah,
he's on.
And Raz Baraka told me to tell you, Tommy, Raz Baraka, Mayor North just walked out. We're in undisclosed locations because it is election, like night before election. So I was with the councilman, John James, earlier, and I hooked up with Raz. I'm still involved in North politics, but he said, "Oh, tell Tommy I said what's up." Everything's undisclosed because nobody could be anywhere the night before the election. So
I understand.
But it's definitely boosting that he knows that we all getting together because I made sure he saw who was in the site and what we're doing. He's 100% North behind us. So whenever we need to come into North and do things, like he with us on this movement.
That's fantastic, man.
Hey, yo, y'all hear me?
Hey, Crime, where your camera at, man?
All right, hold on. I'm trying to get my camera on. Hey, that's Edie up there?
Yeah, that's Edie.
Yo, Tech One's up here. We're going to have one night to just whack DJ. That's a whole nother thing.
Hey, Edie, hey, man, I ain't seen you since that house party in Plainfield, man.
We here reminiscing.
Yo,
yes, sir.
Wait. We got to stay on Sneaker Ball because that's what we put. Everybody here has a resume where we could talk for 3 days. So we need to get on Sneaker Ball and how, again, I'm happy that Tommy's a part of this movement. I hope he's part of future movements and more of an integral part of what we're doing. Because as you see the excitement here, everybody has such a profound resume. Not as big as Stan's, but we got profound resumes. And I think everybody here is ready. We on go.
Yes.
So, like, after this event, we on go. And I think once we organize it a little more, I think we have fun. We had fun doing this event. I have to say, I had a good time putting it together. But once it becomes more of a business model of what everybody should be doing in area promotions, because one thing I learned from Stan is this is a business and you make it bigger. You don't have parties, you have events. That's the one thing Stan told me, have events. And that's the thing. I think
that's our slogan now. That's our slogan. We don't throw parties, we throw events. Thank you, Stan. You get 10% for that.
There you go.
Hey, Big Stan. I never met you personally, but I just want to say, hey, big up, man. Yo, pleasure meeting you now.
Hey, man, Crime. Just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Peace and love, everybody. You know, just hand me $100 when you see me.
One day you'll be big like Stan. Keep growing.
Yeah, yo, Crime. I probably been to some of the parties you were DJing at. You just didn't know I was there.
Hey, that's what's up, man. I appreciate it, man. Because I definitely been to your stuff, and I heard y'all mentioning like some of the influences that influence people. Like Jazz could tell you, Tech could tell you, like we was influenced heavy, being like a generation, or half below y'all by like, it might be corny, but like school days and all of the Cosby shit and all them shows that was pushing black kids to HBCUs and to Greek into Greek organizations in the early 90s. That was a big push that contributed to big turnouts at events, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What was he calling?
Hey, Tommy.
What was the one that he's talking about? He was the Cosby Show, but
different world.
The different world.
Different world. Yeah.
Hey, Tommy. Is Tommy still there? I think Tommy just dipped off for a second. People been falling off. Scotty, you fell off for a minute.
I didn't fall off. I put my camera and my mic on mute.
Oh.
He got something else going on.
No, I had to eat. I had an event earlier. I haven't eaten all day.
So I was waiting for Tommy to come back on because he wanted to bring somebody else on that wanted to talk to us about setting up at the event. So I've never heard of the service that they offer.
Right. So what? We lost the host, or he came back? He just coming back on. We lost the host.
He looked like
he bumped me out, man. I'm sorry about that, fellas.
Tommy. Hey, so Tommy, the gentleman that was supposed to talk to us about the setting up. Oh, we lost him again.
Yeah, he's off.
So he want to talk about the 360 photography.
Correct.
Yeah, the 360 spinning photography.
It's something new to me.
Nah, that's like now everybody has that joint, bro.
Everybody has that joint. Yeah, we've been doing it for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but it's, do it because people want it. Yeah.
Are you able to bring
the new photo booth? The 360 camera is the new photo booth.
Okay, so Tommy, are you able to bring the guy on? Can you hear me, Tommy?
I mean, like real talk, it's just something that's part of it. It's nothing. It won't be nothing super special to us. It'll just be part of it because people do it. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's on. Everybody makes TikTok on Facebook. You got the different kind of pages where people are showing themselves in movement, and that's one of the it's now, I want to say it's more commonplace, but it's still cool. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's like, whatever he's doing to sell his pictures, it's still a business, right? I ain't paying him to do it. I'm gonna tell y'all that now. When he come on, he gonna give us a cost of what he makes. He's getting an opportunity to make money.
That's a vendor. He should.
Tommy.
Be charged.
Tommy, can you hear us?
Stan don't pay for nothing.
Tommy.
Our host is just in the waiting room.
We done took over the show. Let's see. We're gonna let Tommy Williams back in on his shows.
Hey Tommy, can you hear us?
Y'all done took over this man's show. Y'all too much. There's too many promoters in the room.
Listen, we trying to get him. We trying to get him to 2 million subscribers.
Well, y'all know the culture. They say if you ain't sitting around positive money, ain't no need to be at the table.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tommy is.
And honestly, we're just scratching the surface of what's to become, and we're really just scratching the surface because being out here in Jersey, I'm getting a real feel of what the atmosphere. Not in Jersey, but New York and everything else. Things have changed so much that you can't expect what it was. You got to look at what it is. Like I'm in the middle of Washington Square Park, and they're selling weed like open front. Like the whole scene, everything has changed. Like, there's a lot of things promotion-wise that has changed. Like,
Jersey
we
too,
really got
right?
to be on the upper. Like, we're in social media. We're not with flyers now. We're in another game now, and it's
So,
now
Mr.
we have
Weed,
to adjust to that
despicable.
game.
Yeah.
Hey, Tone, just 1 second. Could we defer to Tommy so he could?
Yeah.
I think somebody else is on the call now.
Is he back?
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I was trying to get a hold of the fellow with regard to the 360.
Well, somebody else just got on the call.
All right. Let me see here.
I don't see nobody different.
Yeah, I don't see
All
anybody. I'm looking down. Look down.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people.
That's Tech and Crime, the DJs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's 8 of us. 8 or
So, Tommy, are you going to get the guy for the 360 or ask Renita to get him on?
Yeah, I'm gonna get his information. We'll get a chance to I'll put him in contact with you for after the show.
Well, I wanted him to, if he was going to talk to him, because I can't. I don't know nothing about the technology.
I need his number, Nita.
I just texted.
Okay, let me give him let me see if I can reach out to him now. Nita just gave me his.
So while he's doing that, Tony was talking about how the world has changed. Forget all the business part. I'm probably the oldest one here. You know, I'm 61, bro. And coming out ain't really, what happens to, we don't really do that at this age like that. You know what I mean? But New York, they do. But Jersey don't really flow like that. And since this whole pandemic, everybody stayed in the house, everybody lost people, right? And that's why I decided, like, when they hit me up, like, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this because, I need to see my peoples and I need to see them standing up. You know what I mean? I just came, Robin Patterson, I don't know if y'all know her. She was a doctor from East Orange. Her brother, her twin is a Q from Hamp, right? But we grew up together, the Pattersons. Did y'all know Scott Patterson? And who's from East Orange, y'all?
I'm from East Orange. I don't know Scott Patterson though.
All right, Scott Patterson, Bobby Patterson, Robin Patterson, Vincent Patterson, right? Anyway, the Q is the only one left. He lost his brother 2 years ago. Scotty, who grew up with me, lost him about 4 years ago, right? And then Robin passed last week, right? But that's just a regular story. That's just a story now that just happened. But when this pandemic hit, a lot of us, just kept, seeing it. And, like I said, I tell my people, I want to see you standing. If I can't see you standing, if I'm in the house hiding from that shit, you know what I'm saying? Right. And so I'm like, oh, when y'all call me, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. Right? I'm going to get some people to come out and, make new memories, because right now we were already talking about the old memories. All right. I'm ready to make some new memories. So it's like this phone call here, this whole thing. We'll be talking about this at some time, in our near future, right? Because right now this is doing it, but having this event and then creating an event on top of this event and creating a movement through this event, all right, that's why I'm doing it. I could care less, honestly, how much money is made, and I wanted to see this thing be successful, because I think right now the movement is as proper, and this is, and everybody's
okay. Everybody just got off the phone with Marcus. Marcus is the guy with the 360 device. Edie.
Okay.
He's in transit right now.
I care how much money is made, but go ahead.
Well, if you don't care about how successful the event is first, you won't make any money.
That's our balance, Stan. That's like the scales that balance. Like, I'm always gonna go, me and Stan. People think we argue, but we don't argue. It's just like our perspectives are well rounded. We round out the spectrum. So he's gonna say, I don't care how much money's made, and I'm like, I do. And then we go round out the spectrum because we hit it from all perspectives.
I want a safe and great event.
Same here. I'm looking forward to seeing some old faces, some people that someone put something in perspective, and I'm not saying this to be morbid, but and more so just the importance of having events like this. And I shared this with Jazz. The last event, Jazz, where you DJ'd, where I came up to North Carolina, you DJ'd for one of my fraternity brothers' 50th birthday parties. And I was talking to one of the Hillside cats, and he said, you know what? I love coming to events like this because truthfully, you never know if this is the last time you're going to see a particular person here.
Well, that's what I just said. You want to see people standing instead of seeing them when they lying down.
True. And it's not to be morbid, but it's true. You know how life is, and we're at that age where we do lose people, unfortunately. But that's a part of life. But if you could say that, hey man, I got to see that person and have a good time with them, and that was your last memory, then to me, that's a good send off. And I think we're all looking forward to seeing some of the same old friendly faces that we saw before. And yes, we're not in our 20s and 30s anymore, but I think we all have the capacity to have great times and, like Stan said, make some new memories. And let's take this forward for as long as we can take it forward.
Absolutely. And back in the day, me and Crime used to rob people for their sneakers, and a lot of y'all we didn't get a chance to get y'all. So now in one room, y'all better watch out. It's gonna be beautiful.
Wait, aren't you from East Orange? Aren't you from East Orange?
I'm from East Orange, yes.
Who got something to say about that, yo?
Robin and East Orange got robbed. They didn't rob.
Shit, boy.
They didn't rob.
I'm from 19th Street, 4th Avenue, boy.
I just want to jump in.
You didn't come to 4th Avenue much.
I'm from 19th Street. I'm from 19th Street, 4th Avenue. I'm original shit, B. You know I'll take your shit.
City. You just said you're from Jersey City.
Nigga, I'm from East Orange.
You
I said I live in Jersey.
Let them know, Stan. Let them know.
Stand from everywhere. You go to Bronx, you think he's from the Bronx.
No,
you go to Queens,
I'm not from everywhere. I'm not from everywhere. I'm from North 19th Street in East Orange.
Everywhere I go with you is like you're from there.
I
know, right? You said he was from.
You're a stranger.
I can't help it if the love. I can't help it if the love.
Yeah.
If the love makes me look like I'm everywhere.
That's right. We go to Bronx. It seems like you lived there all your life. Queens, you lived there all your life. You are from everywhere. I know you got a basis, but you're from everywhere.
Hey, listen, nobody gets madder than that than my wife, right? We in Rio de Janeiro walking down the street, and
you can't go nowhere with Stan.
She hears, yo, Stan. She's like, that's not possible.
Yo.
We was walking in Hawaii, walking down the street, and my wife just said no. She just said no. We was walking on the beach in Rio.
Y'all don't even know the times I walk into places with Stan that are like big ass clubs and like Queens, Bronx, anywhere, and we walk in just like it'd be a line down the street, celebrities in line, and we walk right through because I'm with Stan. But a couple of action steps, Tommy. We're gonna start doing. Everybody is the target is to do live every day from this point, and I hope that Tommy, I can bring you on to some lives, some Facebook lives, because we really gonna start promoting this event at this point from some live perspectives. When you're in your car in the morning, you're turning on your Facebook Live and you're talking about this event because we're trying to shut this down in the next week. So that means everybody, I just want to talk proactive steps because again, I learned this from Big Brother. Get it in. Now we're at the fine line and we need to shut down these tickets. So if you could get Tommy, I like to connect with you and say, in the afternoon or whatever, when I'm going to do a live, I like to bring you on my live and say, this is Tommy. He's been in this scene for a long time. Yeah, I may not know, but he's been behind the scenes, in the scenes, and, bringing other brothers. And me and Jazz going to do a lot of live events that we're going to be DJing because we want to really bring a lot of hype to this event. But I'm telling everybody, my challenge is for you every day when you get up, go on live and talk about the sneaker ball. Get this thing sold. While we got like a heavy hitter, we got some heavy hitters. We got Tommy on here. We got Stan on here. And I'm sorry, they're the two heavy hitters. They the heavy hitters
Tone,
right here.
So you're gonna have to catch up, Tone. I started my first live last Monday, and I had to cancel one tonight to do this. I do Monday Night Meltdown.
I've been in a mix. I've been between New Jersey and Charlotte for my birthday. I'm gonna say, but at this point, we all need to do lives. Everybody that's not doing lives, besides Jazzy B, We need to do lives all day, every day, and talk about sneaker ball, how great it's gonna be.
Okay, Tone, but listen, just to read, can I direct and defer back to Tommy? Tommy, what did you say about the 360 guy? What's his name?
The 365. His name is Marcus, and I have his information. He was in transit at the time, so he's gonna, be able to talk to you a little bit further detail about it. I knew that was gonna happen after we got a chance.
Okay, well, he's gonna have to talk to someone else who's more astute with what's going on in that realm, because I don't know much about that at all. So I'd be the wrong person for him to talk to.
Well, no, just for a breakdown of what the 360 photograph is, instead of having the standard camera guy where you might have a big area like out in front of your event where there's a wall behind, where they might have a facade up, or they might have a canvas of your event.
It's insanity.
It's a platform that you stand on, and the camera rotates around the people standing on the platform, and they dance or they move while the camera is going, and it takes a whole shot of spinning you in a 360.
And everybody's Facebooking that, and everybody's blowing that up, and that's getting us a lot of press for the next shot. So we could say that that's a good give. That's a good give.
But he's got to give us the specifics. So.
No, I'm gonna pull up a sample of it.
Sometimes you got trust. Sometimes you got trust brothers. It's a big ad because everybody puts that up on Facebook, and everybody it's dynamic physically. You can look it up on Google, like 360 photo. But I'm gonna tell you, it's worth it. It's a big ad because everybody's on Facebook.
But Tone, this is the thing. You're talking more of the technical aspect. I'm saying he's supposed to share the specifics. What we're gonna work out with him.
My thing, usually with 360, they come in and they usually just do their thing, and sometimes you get a 50 split with them if you got a lot of people. So let's say they charging $20 for that, we get 10 off the door. So it's like a vendor situation, normally, but it's whatever we work out with that dude. Usually it's like a vendor situation. Anybody that's setting up at our event is going to get privy to our audience. So usually it's like they pay some vendor fee up front, or they do 50-50 with us.
See, that's why I wanted him to come on, because that's not okay. That's why I wanted him to come on. Tommy, you said
I'm with
when
you.
will he be available?
And I'm gonna say, Edie, we're gonna put you in charge of the specifics for the 360 guy. But the deal is that we get.
I would respectfully decline.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why, Edie, because I like the way you cross T's and dot I's. So I'm gonna say that this is gonna be something that it's gonna be one of the vendors.
I'm still thinking that would be a conversation we would have behind the scenes anyway, because we got to see what vendors are going to be doing.
It's not a hard transaction. It's like if that vendor wants to come in, he's gonna do a 50-50 split or a set price.
No, I'm not paying a set price. Either 50-50 split or he's going to
paying
like I said, price. We create the scenario. So 50-50 split is what Stan feeling comfortable with. Then Edie, if you don't want to handle it, whoever wants to go to the floor with this guy and say, look, this is what we expect, the 50-50 split.
Or a dollar number per.
I vote for Stan. I vote for Stan going in because I like the way he ripped Dion last time.
Gentlemen,
So,
I have to get off the call.
I'm gonna vote for
Tommy,
Stan.
I gotta get ready to go.
Yeah, I gotta go too.
We all do.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Okay.
Tommy, this was great. Thank you so much.
Tommy, thank you for this.
You're welcome. I look forward to hearing from you, Tone, and everybody. You all have my number and things. Anytime. I generally come on, and in the evenings I try to shoot for 9 o'clock. Whenever I send links out, I'll also I'll invite you all in as well, so you can feel free to hop on.
We're gonna have you opening up some of our live DJ sets, me and Jazzy, in the next for the next week.
All right. So before everybody go,
great.
watch this here. Tony, that was a great idea about doing live. My crew, right? This Wednesday, 7:30, right? Let's get on, and I'll go live, and y'all are on, and we're going to talk while my people come on and listen, right? And then I think matter of fact, if we all do it and we all go live, they'll all see it in all of our different ranges. We'll do one show, right?
What platform do you want to do it on? We doing it on Zoom, or are we doing?
No. Facebook. We all go on Facebook Live, right?
Okay.
And it'll be just us talking, right? So, and you're saying if we're going to use Zoom to do Facebook Live, Jazz?
Well, I mean, I just want to know what the main platform was going to be.
Facebook is good as long as we don't use no music, Jazz. They're not going to cut us off. So let's
Right.
start off even our agendas with a Facebook Live of all the people, and we get this agenda out of what we're doing, and then we can always go back and do some music. But I think Stan is right. We get people in, let them come in, watch party, whatever it is. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Now, Stan, what's your Facebook tag, Stan? I don't even have you as a friend on here.
Big Stan. It doesn't matter where you go. Just put in Big Stan.
Big Stan.
Keep me posted on that. I got to sign off.
So,
Hey,
if anybody uses that tag, he breaks their neck. It's Big Stan.
Tommy.
That's it.
so there's a reason. There's a reason why Jazz ain't got me, right? Because Jazz.
Well, I normally don't deal with Giant fans. You're right. I get it. I'm just saying.
That's exactly what it is, boy. Me and that boy was going at it, man. Woo! Like
Stan, if I may, Tommy, because I have to sign off. Tommy, you could connect Marcus, I think his name is, with Stan.
Yes. Okay.
You connect him with Stan.
I will. Okay, we'll do.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely can do that. All right. So, guys, can we agree real quick? Can we agree to Wednesday, gentlemen?
Yes.
7:30 might be a little too early for me, but
okay. I gave you Wednesday 7:30.
It might 7:30 might be a little too early for me, but I'll try to work it out. I'll let everybody know.
Go back in there, baby.
All right, guys, I gotta sign off now. I'll talk to you later, fellas.
All right.
All right.
Hold on. The wife has a very good point. What time? What time are we gonna do that? Okay. Oh, still the
Where's the wife? She over here in bed.
I don't care what the wife says. She's right. She's right. 100.
Y'all know Stella the Chief. You know what I'm saying? So
tell Stella I said, how you doing?
That's all your frat brothers.
Hello, everybody. What's going on?
I got the missus in the frame.
That's somebody else's wife. That's somebody else's wife saying hi.
I was at the house during the storm when all the power was out, so I'm a true friend.
All right. So 7:30.
All right, fellas.
All right.
Thanks for
Wednesday,
coming
guys.
We'll talk.
All right, 7:30.
All right, Tommy. Good to see. Actually, Tommy, good to meet you. Because
thank you again, Tommy.
Tommy, good to meet you. Because the last time all I did was hear you.
Yeah, for sure, Stan. We'll talk real soon, man. I'll put you in touch with the 360 dude, and I look forward to seeing you all in 3 weeks.
All right, peace.
All right, y'all. Be cool. Yeah, folks, and there's some tight brothers right there, huh?
All right, Tommy, give Wendy our love.
All right, certainly will, man. All the best. Have a great week.
You got it.
Yes, sir. There they go. Nice, man. I tell you. Go ahead. Good group of brothers right there. You can make sure everybody's well out the door. And I will tell you, folks. Let me see. I'm trying to say. Okay, happy belated birthday. Let me just take this one last thing down here. I'm looking over a 4-leaf clover. I'll tell you, this was really, really fantastic, huh? I mean, I'm telling you, I love a good party. The vibe was great. I know you all felt it. I know I did. This was fantastic. Why is this thing? I'm trying to figure out. I have messages on here, right? Okay, so hide. Okay. Yeah, so I'm hoping I didn't have messages and things over top of the guy's face. It's been a while, folks. A little rusty on the set, but you know what? That was really, but you can't go wrong with a live like that. You know why? Because everything was organic. Good group of soldiers came on. Great information. They were legendary. I'll tell you the stories when they were telling them. I can go all through my head, and I couldn't stop smiling. My teeth were just dry. My lips were sticking up here like, how you doing? How you doing? You know, because I was so busy smiling. You know, it was so exciting because I'm thinking now I'm hooked. I can't wait. All right. Earlier, I'll tell you, I told Nita, I was like, yeah, the parties would be nice. It'll be nice, cool. But now I'm like all involved because I just needed to hear some nostalgia. I needed to hear some stuff. They dug in the crates and told some stories, throughout some venues. and some scenarios. And I'll tell you, I'm trying to be not too partial. So I like to fall back and listen to the stories and have my own little. And boy, let me tell you, I was in it up over here, But it's time to make some new memories. And that's what this Sneaker Ball is all about. May 29th, y'all, Sunday, coming up 3 weeks from yesterday. We'll be partying it up, powder all up on the floor, and us slipping and sliding. And oh my gosh, having a great time. And then sealing it up, probably at like a local diner. You know what? Like, no, wait, no, because food's going to be served. It's one-stop shop. It is one-stop shop. I know I'm going to be sitting up in there, boy. I could see it now. Everybody's all around me in a circle. Get it, Tommy. Get it. And I'm still in love. Because that's my wife's favorite song. Don't you know? Don't you know? Oh, gosh. No matter what I'm doing, I could be sitting there. I could be in the bathroom sitting down somewhere. She's going to bust down that door and grab me and pull me out on the dance floor. So I got to be ready. Got to be real. Got to be real. It's going to be a fantastic time. I can't wait. When I get off tonight, I'm going to be calling Wendy because I'm just excited. Maybe I'll save the link. I'm going to share the link. So look out, Facebook. I was talking as we were talking to the fellas on here. Yeah, that's a good idea. Share with Facebook, share with YouTube. So yeah, folks, I'll be here daily, as time approaches. I'll be on here permeating the scene with all that we talked about, just in case anybody needs some particulars. I'll splash up the flyer periodically. My email is always open for questions. Any of those 5 brothers and then some, because we had quite a few people who traipsed on and off, and it was nice. It was a nice platform tonight. And fellas, if you're still up and listening, welcome back. You are now dubbed family of the show. You are family. So welcome back anytime, guys. All right. Well, listen, folks, I'm going to go ahead and shut things down. We've had a very eventful evening. The guys were on here. We were doing our technology thing in the backdrop. You know me, folks. Nothing comes easy. So, we had managed to sort it out and have a good old time. So here we go. Pushing away from Mother's Day 2022 with a plan. And with some solid new relationships and old relationships moving forward. Yeah, I can't help. I'm different. We're different, folks. We're different than we were before COVID. And so now when I have a conversation like that with good brothers like that, and then me having this platform and, the forward thinking that I've been trying to achieve through the whole process and over the year and a half or so that I've had this channel, I can't help but think how to stay involved. I'm involved. I heard a couple of brothers say they want me to talk about stuff and maybe go on the show. I like to stay involved. At this juncture in my life, I don't care where it takes me, as long as it's a positive space and a respectful place. And if I don't have to go it alone, I'd like to be with some good, solid people like those fellas who came on tonight. So quite frankly, this has been a home run, grand slam tonight conversation with these fellas. And I hope that you all were entertained and got a chance to get some good information about the upcoming Sneaker Ball there in Roselle, New Jersey. Feel free to check out my community tab anytime. I'll be sharing the all the links and different flyers. I think I have 2 different versions of a flyer, and I'll be sharing that in my community page. And again, folks, thank you so much for taking the time out and spending it with these good brothers on this great platform with nothing but positive vibes. You have a great night. God bless. Take care. Stay safe. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. All right. Bye, folks.